once, and I will beat him again.
At last night's news conference, the president answered questions for nearly an hour. ABC's Jay O'Brien has Democratic reaction.
In the view of many of them, President Biden was able to allay their concerns about his ability to be president. A lot of them pointed to his lengthy answers on foreign policy and his quick command of the issues that he demonstrated there as something that allayed their concerns about his ability to sit in the Oval Office and do the job. But it didn't necessarily quell their concerns about his ability to win. And as one Democrat put it to me, those are, quote, two separate things.
The president campaigns in Michigan today. The Republican National Convention begins next week in Milwaukee. Still 1.5 million customers without power in the state of Texas after Hurricane Beryl's arrival on Monday. Probably the most well-known person involved in the Rust movie set shooting, besides Alec Baldwin and cinematographer Helena Hutchins, is getting ready for the spotlight today.
The armorer from the Rust movie set is expected to take the stand as Alec Baldwin's involuntary manslaughter trial enters its third day. Prosecutors plan to call Hannah Gutierrez to testify to grill her about the shooting that killed cinematographer Helena Hutchins. Gutierrez is already serving an 18-month sentence for failing to secure the gun. Today, she's expected to plead the fifth.
ABC's Danny New. The family of a Massachusetts 14-year-old who died after eating a chip made with ghost pepper extract is suing the manufacturer. Harris Woloba had an enlarged heart, but attorney Jug Sheff says,
had it not been for the chip, he would have had a normal, healthy life with a normal life expectancy.
The company that makes it, Pocky, is owned by Hershey's. They say the chip is not meant for kids. You're listening to ABC News.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition.
I mean, how do you know you have an oily stool?
EPI.
I really don't worry about it.
Well, I mean, because it's loose, I get it, but oily
is manageable. Use the same
have a little sheen in it?
EPI.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Don't let spring allergies make you miserable. Try the quick drug-free solution trusted by over 4 million people. Navage. Only Navage uses suction to flush out your sinuses using refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at your local Sam's Club in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better fast. Check out Navage at your local Sam's Club today. Navage. N-A-V-A-G-E. Breathe easy.
SJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
The WSJM morning show continues. Good morning. I'm Ken Lundberg. It's 7:03 right now. Welcome to those of you on the video stream, live stream right now on Facebook, YouTube, and X, where you can get exclusive content. Taking a look at some of the local news that we're following for you today. The Nuclear Regulatory Commission held a community meeting in Benton Harbor last night to discuss the environmental review process related to restarting the Palisades nuclear power plant in Van Buren County. At the meeting, NRC representatives and representatives from the U.S. Department of Energy were there to hear from area residents on questions about safety, cost, and time to restart the plant. They also expressed environmental health concerns. One familiar critic of reopening the plant, Kevin Camps from Beyond Nuclear, was there to continue his group's push to stop the restart.
This is perhaps the most dangerous atomic reactor in this country and by some measures in the entire world. And we cannot afford to have a Fukushima-scale catastrophe or a Chernobyl-scale catastrophe on the Lake Michigan shoreline. We can't afford to take that risk, but this company seems willing to take those risks.
A number of community members and elected officials have consistently and previously stated that they are satisfied that Holtec is moving in the right direction and doing it safely. The NRC will continue to take community input in this first round of environmental review until July 29th this month. The agency is set to complete its environmental review next year. Michigan Works of Berrien, Cass, and Van Buren has been awarded a $3.9 million grant from the U.S. Department of Labor to establish a new apprenticeship program, actually several of them. Michigan Works VP of Workforce, Paul Kirk, tells us that the agency has worked for years with employers to set up apprenticeship programs to meet their needs. This new grant, they say, will continue the work for another 4 years.
It's both pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship funding, so we're looking at 405 pre-apprenticeships over to the next 4 years and 270 registered apprenticeships.
Kirk says the apprenticeship programs are not just in skilled trades, like many people assume. They're also in almost every industry.
From general processing in a hospital to phlebotomy to community healthcare workers to direct care healthcare workers, LPNs, RNs, we're able to really create stackable certifications that lead people from one level of the career path to another.
Kirk says apprenticeship programs are an excellent training tool because they help workers get paid to learn new skills while enabling employers to fill open positions. Anyone interested in pursuing either a pre-apprenticeship or a registered apprenticeship program can contact Michigan Works. Michigan Department of Transportation says its I-94 reconstruction project between Stevensville and Benton Harbor is entering its next phase. Spokesperson Nick Sharippa tells us starting on Saturday, traffic in both directions will be shifted to the westbound lanes of the highway, and MDOT will start work on the replacement of the eastbound lanes. There will be 2 lanes of travel in each direction, just as there have been since the start of the work. Sharippa says traffic on Red Arrow Highway will be the most affected, with the road at exit 23 to be closed for about 2 weeks starting on Monday.
The big change will really happen at exit 23, Red Arrow Highway, where we're going to be rebuilding the eastbound side now. So that bridge and those ramps will be getting rebuilt. That will be the biggest change for folks. We're going to have some detours in place for Red Arrow Highway for a couple weeks through the end of July while we're rebuilding that eastbound bridge over Red Arrow Highway. That will have detour traffic there. And then the ramps will remain closed through the end of November, early December.
Detours will be posted, but Sharippa notes most local drivers will know how to get through the area. The project moving into its next phase means construction is finished on half of I-94 between Punts Road and Washington Avenue. However, I-94 construction closer to Benton Harbor will continue through at least 2026. And finally, Governor Gretchen Whitmer is going on tour, adding fuel to the speculation that she wants to be considered as a potential replacement for President Biden if he decides to drop out of the race from the White House. The governor has released a new book this week, True Bret. She appeared on CNN and talked about her role in Michigan.
In the book, I talk about showing up in every community and valuing the voter in the rural part of Michigan, just like I do in downtown big cities. Every voice matters, and listening to what people have to say is, I think, a real superpower that I have become a better governor and a better leader because I listen to the people I serve.
Whitmer continues to support President Biden publicly in his campaign for re-election, despite some calls for Democrats for him to drop out of the race. They include Congresswoman Hillary Scholten, who became the first Michigan Democrat member of House of Representatives to call for Biden to step aside, at least from Michigan, on Thursday. Whitmer's book tour includes at least 4 events in Michigan. She's also hitting the road outside Michigan with planned stops in Washington, D.C. on July 30th. You going to get the book? It's 158 pages.
I'm good.
You're not going to read it?
I'll let you tell me.
Audiobook?
I'll let you tell me about it.
I may not read it either, just because I don't read many governor books. That's look at some of the local news that we're following from the WSJM newsroom. We'll have a lot more coming up in just a few minutes. Sports. We'll have our, let's see, what else are we talking about? Oh,
we got Andrew's movie pick.
We do have Andrew's movie review. That is coming up. We'll be talking about that in a few minutes as well. It's the WSJM Morning Show.
Thursday in Major League Baseball, Riley Green drove in 3 runs on 3 hits. Gio Urshela had a bases-loaded double, scoring 3. And Jack Flaherty pitched 6 strong innings.
There. Okay, now what am I at? Oh, you didn't even watch that whole series right there.
No, I did that. I apologize. I missed that.
That's like the most intensive button-pushing period.
I'm going to say you're at 75.
Dude, you're falling asleep over there. What's going on?
Try and look at some sports.
Okay, let me see. What is he reviewing today? Oh, there it is right there. Well, I have to drop out of queue to hear what he's doing. Here, hang on 1 second.
Okay.
I'm in agreement with this edition of Flick Pick. This past weekend, I saw Kinds of Kindness in the theater.
Kinds of Kindness?
Kinds of Kindness.
What's that about?
Well, let's look it up real quick. Kinds of Kindness. We'll read the little review here. Oh, this is the one with let's see. I think this is the one with the actor who was in that other movie. I'm really good.
Oh, you're really narrowing things down.
I'm narrowing it down. Sorry about that. They say it's an anthology. It's called kind of a dark comedy anthology film. I know there's a star in here. Oh, Emma Stone's in it, Jesse Plemons, Willem Dafoe, a whole bunch of other folks. And it's 3 stories wrapped into one. So Kinds of Kindness. It had its world premiere at the 77th Cannes Film Festival earlier this year, and Plemons won the Best Actor award for that.
Okay.
I like Jesse Plemons. He's a good actor.
Sure.
You ever watch him?
I don't know who he is.
He was in Breaking Bad.
But I saw a picture, I probably would.
Yeah, he's the guy with the short hair, kind of like you.
That narrows down.
Kind of like you.
No, I have no hair. He had short hair. There's a difference.
All right. Let's see what else we got going on here. I do want to say thank you to everyone who came in this week from the candidate series. We started our candidate series this week. And, I mean, the show doesn't, we try not to get political at all. However, we do also feel an obligation to bring the candidates in who are running for office to tell you what they're all about. Because, I mean, once you get your ballot, you open your ballot and you look at it, and if you see names you don't recognize, if you're like me, you want to know more about who they are in case they should get your vote or not.
Exactly.
So what we're doing is we're bringing in a lot of the folks who are in contested races. Sorry, my microphone thing's loose. Bringing in folks in contested primary races before the August 6th vote to say, give us your bit. We do ask questions, and we do some research beforehand to see what are the issues in that race and how do they feel about these issues. So we had the Drain Commissioner Chris Quatrin in on Tuesday. Then we had Chuck Haidt, our Berrien County Sheriff, in on Wednesday, and then yesterday we had Shelley White, the Berrien County Treasurer, in. And so you can watch any video replay you want of that either on our Facebook or YouTube for WSJM. Next week, we'll have 2 more candidates for Drain Commissioner, George McManus in on Tuesday, and then Mark Krieger's coming in on Wednesday, and then Roger Johnson is coming in on Thursday. He's running for sheriff.
Yeah, and then you got more of the following.
Yeah,
I mean, you've got it full through July, which I think is great. And the one thing is that for people at home,
hold that thought. Hold that thought right there.
Hold my breath for thought.
Hold. No one come
Partly sunny skies today. It's going to be a warm one, and we're going to end up in the middle 80s inland along the lakeshore, still right around 80 degrees. There's a slight chance of a shower today, slight chance tonight. We dropped to 66, and a slight chance of a shower tomorrow afternoon with high temperatures tomorrow back up in the middle 80s. As we head into Sunday, we should be pushing closer to 90. I'm WSBT 22 meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
I think it's fair to say that we had a lot of friends in the studio this week.
Sure.
We had, as we were just talking about on the video live stream, we started our candidate series this week, and we're going to be doing it at least every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday through the month of July as we can. There may be a couple of days where we've already got other pre-scheduled guests, but we're looking at the contested primary races in the county to see. All right, let's have them all in and have them give their bit on why they want your vote. Because again, as we were saying on the video live stream, if you're like me, you see a name that you don't recognize, you want to know more about what that person stands for and whether or not you should vote for them. So that's what we're doing. Earlier this week, we brought in the Drain Commissioner, Christopher Quatrin, on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we brought in Berrien County Sheriff Chuck Haidt. Yesterday, we had the Berrien County Treasurer Shelley White in. And next week, we're going to have 2 more candidates for Drain Commissioner, George McManus and Mark Krieger. And then on Thursday, we'll have Roger Johnson, and he's running for sheriff. So
and the following week,
we have additional. Yeah, we have more coming in.
I think it's great because debates are hard to do with all those races.
Yes,
they'd be next to impossible. And voting is not a one-day event now; it's a month-long event.
Right.
And I think if a candidate comes on here, you have to, by law, give them equal time too.
Opportunity.
Yeah. If they don't take advantage of it.
That's right.
So I think even each candidate, allowing the listeners to make their choices from there's a great public service.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we think so. So thank you.
I think it is. Been in that arena for a long time. It'd been nice to have it back in the day.
Yeah. All right. Well, we appreciate you for saying that, and we appreciate the listeners for listening to it. And if you have any comments or questions, always feel free to put them up on our Facebook thing as well. Talking about inflation, that's one of the issues that's in the race on the national level, and what's happening there. Inflation apparently eased more than expected in June, as falling gasoline prices offset another increase in rent, providing the third straight month of relief for Americans struggling with rent prices, or at least gas prices. I don't know how they can say that that's relief for Americans, because if gas prices go down and rent prices go up, that doesn't seem like an equal trade there. I mean, they often take out energy and from the readings to understand what's really happening with inflation, because energy prices spike so much. But rent, I mean, if rent increases, that doesn't go down.
No, not usually. And with this month, gas has been up.
Yeah.
It went up, what, 30 or 40 cents?
Yeah, I'm feeling it. The development, combined with the recently cooling job market, is expected to bolster the case for the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates in the next couple of months ahead of the election, a move that could likely juice the economy, at least for a short period of time, and U.S. stocks. They don't have to wait until September. The Federal Reserve can adjust its guidance for interest rates at any time. But Alan Greenspan was notorious, not notorious, but he was known for really controlling the market like a piece of Play-Doh. I mean, he really molded it to where he wanted it to go. He knew his words had actions, and he knew the intermarket between the Federal Reserve meetings, if they did a market guidance change, that really helped do what he wanted to do, which was keep the economy going.
If they lower interest rate, it'll spike inflation.
Maybe, maybe not.
Oh, I think it will.
You got to lower interest rates at some point. I mean, what do you do for home buyers?
I totally agree on credit cards.
And credit cards. And auto loans.
What you're finding is the American is right. Overall in America, it's the highest level of debt ever on credit cards.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And at some point, those bills have to be paid.
They do.
And that's, just too much.
Unless there's a loan forgiveness program.
Well, yeah. There's just too much easy money going around.
There's a lot.
And at some point, somebody has to pay the bill.
After reaching a 40-year high of 9.1% in mid-2022, inflation eased substantially last year, but unexpectedly surged in the first quarter of 2024. Starting in April, though, price gains have gradually resumed their pullback. The price of goods such as used cars, furniture, and appliances generally have drifted lower as pandemic-related supply chain snarls have faded. Is it surprising to you?
What about groceries? That doesn't seem to fade at all.
No, it's not fading.
And that's what affects the family every single week.
Every week. Do you think the supply chain thing is still an issue?
Yeah, in certain aspects.
Is it just become? I believe that you're right. You're right. In some aspects, it's still an issue, but I wonder if it's become too much of a crutch for people saying,
like a cop out.
A cop out.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we've had a pickup on order, waiting for parts.
Oh no! What do you mean a pickup on order?
A new pickup
for the office,
right?
Okay. And how long has it been on order?
I think we're going on 3 months.
Yikes! Well, that's not bad. Wait a year and then get back to us.
It's like on plow trucks. We're just getting 23 orders.
Oh, really?
One came in on Monday.
Last
Monday.
Yeah.
And it's like, I would put this way, I don't think it takes much now to upset the supply chain.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I don't think people, you remember the just-in-time inventory that was a big thing in 2030.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, that's just how things are.
Furniture still does that.
Well, I think
drives me nuts.
Everybody does it, don't they?
I don't know.
But so it doesn't take much to disrupt it because you don't have much sitting on the shelf.
Yeah. I feel like the auto industry went to that. And again, I would rather just go out and take a look and see what's on the lot, kick the tires, drive it around, buy it if I want to or not. But the just-in-time thing, I've got to wait now? No, here's my money today. I want my thing today. I want to go to my Red Box and get a DVD today. Can't do
Aren't
that
they going
anymore.
bankrupt?
They are going bankrupt, and the digital age of movie watching has claimed yet another victim in the years long fight for viewer domination. And Redbox, not only have they filed for bankruptcy, they are shutting down the kiosks. They are now shutting down the kiosks.
Oh.
Chicken Soup for Soul Entertainment, that's the company that owns Redbox, converted its Chapter 11 bankruptcy case to a Chapter 7 liquidation proceeding this week, after its lenders were unwilling to continue risking their finances for the failing business. Redbox's 24,000 rental kiosks will be closed as the company moves to liquidate its assets. So remember the Redbox that's over there at Walgreens?
Correct.
Closed. It's going to be closed if it's not already.
They're gonna put
They're shutting it down.
Yellow tape across it.
Somebody's going to come across probably and pick it up and take it to a big warehouse.
Kind of like when Applebee's
Next to
Applebee's
National Treasure.
Chili's closed.
What, right across the street there?
Yeah, that was like instantaneous.
You didn't get DVDs there. That was a food
No, I'm
place.
just talking about closing. That was like one day open, one day
Yeah,
closed.
that was an overnight deal.
It was painted black. It was whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. One of their trees has died. I drove by there the other day and they've got arborvitae in the back. Yeah, it's dead. The other trees look fine.
You gonna let them know?
Well, I was thinking about it, maybe they don't need those trees anymore. they're pretty mature.
Hope something goes back.
I'm surprised nothing has so far.
Back in the day, that was a gas station.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Rudy's gas station and car sale.
That's why the fries tasted so good.
That's what killed the tree.
Fried chicken and gasoline. So the Redbox kiosks, if you're a fan of those, good for you, but they are closing. The kiosks will be done.
And this is a company that just bought them like 2 years ago.
They bought them. Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment made a gamble that they thought, well, maybe the nostalgia will work, and it did not. So there was an issue there. It's the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg. We're alongside Bret Witkowski here. The forecast for today does look pretty good. Going to be partly sunny skies today, a 20% chance of showers, high around 85 degrees. East winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight's forecast, mostly clear, isolated showers, a low around 66. We do have the Bloomberg Market Minute coming up. Next hour, we're going to hear from Andrew Green. He has reviewed the movie Kinds of Kindness, and we figured out what that movie was, so we'll be telling you more about that coming up soon. It is the WSJM Morning Show.
At Audubon Imports, we understand that your time is valuable. That's why we're here to offer you the most reliable and efficient service. With over 30 years of combined experience, our team of experts is equipped to handle any challenge your car might present. From routine maintenance to repairs, we've got you covered. This is more than just a business to us. I grew up right here, and since opening up shop in 2007, I've dedicated myself to providing our community with the highest quality automotive service. Visit Audubon Imports today and experience the difference dedication makes.
So you need a new roof, but you're worried about how to pay for it. Good news! We can now replace your roof with no money down.
It's Ryan Pullman and Jason Avery.
Ryan!
Lakefront Roofing.
A roof is a big investment, but don't worry. We can replace your roof with no money down, 12-month savings cash, or a monthly payment as low as $199 a month.
It depends on the size of your roof, of course, but
All right. You still keeping track? You stopped that.
I stopped. You're got to be at least 100.
Well, I think it's 100 per hour buttons I'm pushing over here.
Well, it depends if you count sliding two things up as two or one. I count them as one.
No. I'm just doing the buttons with the timing and all.
Well, you're at 75 at the first hour.
It's like playing a piano. Thank you for joining us on the video live stream today. What do we have here? We have good morning from Bill. Good morning, Bill. Good to see you.
What's up, Bill?
John, good morning. Hope we're giving you a fun slice of life as you're down there in Memphis. What's the weather in Memphis right now? I am curious.
I bet it's warmer and muggier than here.
Yeah. Do you like it muggy? You like the humidity?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Doesn't bother you? You don't get a bad hair day?
Are you trying to be mean to me right now? No. My one hair or all three of them?
Look at
You got problems there. And it's your show.
I think
See,
I swapped my springs out with yours, thinking they would be better. Did you take my springs? Is that what happened?
Zach, you can sit on the other side.
No. I can sit on the other side. Who's going to push the buttons? What? Oh, yeah, you can turn on light if you want to. There you go.
Ooh.
Now we can see your head.
Thanks. That's what everybody wants.
Oh boy. So that road construction at exit 23, because you're involved in roads a lot, is it going well?
Looks okay. I mean,
You haven't stopped and taken a look or anything?
No, I drive out there quite a bit when I go
Okay.
to my wife's business and stuff.
Yeah. Does she have a studio?
Yeah, downtown Stevensville.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Right in the downtown John Beers and St. Joe Avenue. So I go out there. What I'm amazed is it really doesn't back up that much, even though it's down to one lane on either side.
Oh, the under exit 23 there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
No.
there must have been some accidents on 94 because traffic was being diverted through Main Street, Benton Harbor, Main Street, St. Joe, out that way, and that did back up.
My understanding was there was a semi that had an issue there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so they had to reroute traffic.
Set some traffic, and that really backed up in St. Joe.
But they talk about that the locals know how to get around that and go around that, but it is quite the detour. And so you do have to plan for it. And I think there are a lot of people because the construction's been going on, a lot of people have been using those back areas rather than even try to get through it. We went through it last night and I had no problem getting through, but still.
Yeah, I haven't had any problems other than last Sunday. It was backed up just again because of highway traffic being diverted.
Yeah.
But yeah, they go down Putz Road and come out that way.
Yeah. All right, we're going to continue the WSJM morning show here in a moment. If there's anything you'd like us to take a look at for the news this morning, more than happy. Very sad that Shelley Duvall died. Are you familiar with her work? You're not a big horror movie fan, are you?
No, I'm not.
Did you ever watch The Shining?
No.
You never watched The Shining?
No.
She was in The Shining.
I do not like horror movies.
She was in The Shining. It was a really good one.
I don't even like those documentaries.
It wasn't really a horror movie. It was just kind of a book about a family.
Is that the one, the Chris, where they went on a resort or something?
Yeah, they went to the hotel
Jack Nicholson.
up in the mountains. Jack Nicholson, here's Johnny, all that.
Yeah, I've
fun
seen
stuff.
that a little bit.
No, it's a really good movie. The book is good as well. It's
From like 1970.
Stephen King story. I believe it was 1977, and I think, or maybe it was 1980. I don't know. I'll have to take a look. But it was, good movie. Hang on, let me look.
So what's the premise of it?
Basically, that there was. You learn this in the book. An alcoholic former school teacher who had some issues and had to change jobs was looking to get his life in order, and so he went to this overlook hotel to be the caretaker with his family over the winter time. And it happens that it's the same place where the Donner Party had some issues, and all the fun ensues after that. So it's a really interesting read, but the movie itself is also for me enjoyable to watch because I'm a horror movie fan. We'll come back in just a minute if we got to get some more button pushing here. WSJ Morning Show.
Got a little smaller after Wells Fargo reported net interest income last quarter didn't meet targets. Right now, S&P futures are up 2, NASDAQ futures down 14, Dow futures up 21. Joan Doniger, Bloomberg Radio.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
If you're tuning in on the video live stream, we were just talking about Shelley Duvall, rest in peace. The actress of The Shining, also in Nashville, died yesterday at age 75. She died apparently from complications of diabetes. She was in The Shining, which I remember her from, but she was also in Popeye, if you ever watched that. She was Olive Oil. Remember that? Did you watch that movie?
I missed that one.
She was in Thieves Like Us, 1974's Thieves Like Us. She was also in 1975's movie Nashville. Whole bunch of things. Anyway, so she was a good actress. 1977 was the adaptation of the Stephen King novel, The Shining. And so 1977, same year that Star Wars was released. So
that I did see as a kid.
You saw that as a kid? You saw it in the movie house?
Yep. Over here at the Airplane 5 or whatever it was called back then. The original Fairplane Plaza had a movie theater. I thought it had 5 movies.
Okay. Very good. Well, we've got more to talk about this morning. Again, the weather forecast for today does look pretty good. The fog is going to burn off if you're experiencing any of that. High today expected around 85 degrees. Because of the humidity, it's going to be kind of ugly, muggy, but you'll get used to that.
Or gross is the weather.
Gross as well. Mostly clear skies are expected tonight. Still a slight chance of a shower if you need to water the ferns. And then low around 66 degrees. Tomorrow's forecast, partly cloudy skies, high around 85 again. By Monday, they're looking at 90 degrees. It's the WSJM Morning Show.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The nation's still waiting to see what's next for President Biden. During last night's news conference, he took questions for nearly an hour, but this morning, the list of Democrats saying he should maybe go is growing. Here's ABC News Chief Washington correspondent Jonathan Carl.
ABC has confirmed that the Biden campaign has actually been doing polling, looking at how Kamala Harris would do running against Donald Trump. Now, they say they're just doing this because, Trump's been attacking Harris a lot and, it'd be malpractice not to do it. I don't really understand that explanation.
It's not a good explanation.
Clearly, people are, even inside Biden's team, are at least raising questions about what it would mean if Biden needed to step aside.
AT&T says a 2022 security breach compromised the data of its cell phone customers and any landline users that interacted with them. Much of Southeast Texas still in the dark after Hurricane Beryl. More than 1 million people still have no power. This is ABC News.
Well, electric bills. Oh boy.
SJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
And taking a look at some of the local news that we're following for you today from the WSJM newsroom, Benton Township residents will soon have a new outdoor recreational park as the township has landed a $1 million grant after a year's work. Benton Charter Township, with the help of the Berrien Community Foundation, landed the Michigan DNR Sparks grant this week. It's to create a new park by the now closed Martindale Elementary School. Township Supervisor Kathy Yates says she's excited to get started on the project. The new park, which was currently named Euclid Avenue Park, will be located near the intersection of Euclid and Laurel Avenues behind the former Martindale Elementary School. They will plan a groundbreaking and a construction schedule. They've got to get it done by October of 2026. The St. Joseph City Commission has voted to hire Emily Hackworth as their new city manager for St. Joseph. Hackworth is currently the assistant city manager, having worked under outgoing manager John Hodgson for nearly 2 years. Commissioners interviewed Hackworth and Bridgman City Manager Juan Ganoum for the Post on Wednesday. They reconvened yesterday and made their decision. The pay-as-you-leave system attempted at the Silver Beach County Park this past weekend created some major challenges for people and the park staff. The Berrien County Board of Commissioners heard a full report from County Administrator Brian Doucette yesterday that the system will be tried again this weekend, but the first trial run did not go smoothly. Doucette tells us beachgoers were confused about what was happening, despite what they say is all the signage they put up to explain. And when it came time for people to leave, there were some backups. They lost about $1,600 when the decision was made to let staff go and let people exit the park without paying. The Nuclear Regulatory Commission, as we've talked about, has held a community meeting in Benton Harbor. That was last night to discuss the environmental review process related to restarting the Palisades nuclear power plant in Van Buren County. At that meeting, NRC representatives and the U.S. Department of Energy heard from area residents. They'll continue taking input. You can give it to them in writing. We have more information on our website, WSJM.com. They're taking that input until July 29th in this first round of the environmental review. However, the agency will have more meetings and more discussion. They will complete that environmental review, they say, sometime next year. That's a look at some of the local news that we're covering in the WSJM newsroom. At 7:34, we've got more news coming up from the State News Network, Michigan State News Network. Also, Dave Wolf will give us the local sports, and we're going to continue our conversation about kinds of kindness and other things coming up in just a moment right here on the video live stream.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Greg Bowman. Helps on the way for Kalamazoo County residents and business. Back in May.
There we go. All right, do that. More buttons. The one thing I wanted to ask you about, so this Kinds of Kindness movie is an anthology. So they've got 3 stories.
I gotta look up.
Kinds of Kindness. 3 stories that, kind of a comedy, drama, dark comedy, they call it. And I wonder how you feel about the trend. It seems to me to be a trend because they've got 3 stories to tell. I think it's a long movie. Let's see what the length is on this. But there seems to be a trend of movies getting longer and longer. We saw that with Oppenheimer. We're seeing that with a handful of other movies. But if you're going to the movie house, I think it was
2.5 hours almost.
Yeah, I mean, that just seems like a really long time in a day and age when people are getting shorter and shorter attention spans.
Yeah, I mean, you bring up a good point because they call it the microwave society, right?
Is that it? I always thought it was like the 7-Eleven society, but it sounds like the same thing.
Yeah.
Yesterday was
I don't like
7-Eleven.
promote a certain business, so I just.
Well, like there are so many 7-Elevens around here.
But there are none. That's just it.
There's some in South Bend.
Yeah, but there's none here.
I saw
I
one of
looked into trying to get one.
the Slurpee, the free Slurpee yesterday.
No, the 7-Eleven.
Oh,
It's a
you looked
franchise.
into actually getting a 7-Eleven here.
Because
I thought you were going for the Slurpee.
like going out of St. Joe, there's some spots there would be a great location for one.
Hey, good
And
morning, Diane.
Last time it was a couple years ago. Somebody out of South Bend owns the franchise rights, and just that's it.
They said no, huh?
Mm-mm.
Huh.
I mean, yeah, they said no.
That's too bad.
I think it would. I mean, can you imagine a 7-Eleven coming in St. Joe? How popular that'd be?
I mean, I've always enjoyed 7-Elevens.
I do too.
The Slurpees. I mean, it's good stuff.
Were they weren't they the first ones that created those? Not everybody's got them, but
the Slurpees,
yeah,
the slushies.
So when you go to New Smyrna,
yeah,
that's the only in the section we stay at. That's the only national place in the whole area. Everything else is like
just a mom and pop chain, that kind of thing. Let's see here. I'm gonna move this around. So, where are you going this weekend?
Going to our daughter's house on the east side of the state.
Oh, okay.
Because her and her husband and.
Is that by Zingerman's anywhere?
By what?
Zingerman's. Ann Arbor.
Is that a chicken place?
Have you not been to Zingerman's?
Is that a chicken place?
Are you a Michigander? Show me your hand. Where's your hand?
No,
I don't want that one.
Want the finger
Don't
thing
do that
again?
one again.
We went through that
My
story.
son saw that and he said, "Oh, that was inappropriate."
Hey, I'm sure. Is that a chicken store?
No, it is not a chicken
Is that
store.
the tire store?
It is not a tire store. Zingerman's, although it does sound like they've got bread, they have cheese, they
Oh,
have
I like
sandwiches. It's a deli.
No, we're going.
It's fantastic. I think they have mac and cheese.
Well, I like
Stephanie, do they have mac and cheese?
So we're going over there and doing dinner and going to a jazz thing. I will not make it really late. But
Stephanie wrote me back in all caps. Is that a chicken place?
well, I was thinking it's the place up in Frankfurt or Frankenmuth.
And they have really good.
Going to the museum tomorrow.
Hang on. Whoops. All right. Sorry, I think we had a small echo there. You're going where tomorrow? Museum?
Yeah.
What museum?
Either a Henry Ford or a different one. I'm not sure.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I like them. I like.
Well, it's because you
museums.
drive a museum piece.
I do.
The orange truck.
And normally my cars that I drive are museums on a day-to-day basis. Amy gets the new ones. I do not get the new ones.
We should probably talk about this on the air, but I do want to bring it up. AT&T is announcing that the company believes a hacker stole records of calls and texts from nearly all of AT&T wireless customers.
It's just like I got a thing yesterday from Ticketmaster too. There was a hack.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I remember that one. We told you about that one. And you said, I don't use Ticketmaster. And I said, you probably do use Ticketmaster.
I do use it.
And you do use Ticketmaster. Yeah, we talked about that.
I got an email yesterday on that.
So we should probably, let's check that one too. Because people will start getting that stuff.
Got my 7-Eleven app. Got my Dunkin' Donuts app. Major League Baseball. Go fan.
All right, so we'll do that one. We'll talk about Ticketmaster because I think that is interesting.
Notre Dame. Well, I got to put my weight in.
Oh, how you doing on your weight loss program?
Good. I mean, I haven't lost much in the last couple of weeks, which I didn't think I probably would.
I mean, it kind of goes in plateaus. What are you doing to lose the weight?
Just not eat as much. So,
are you using one of those injections that everyone else is buying these days?
I do not want to use that.
Okay.
Because for me, I'm not sure I'd be able to. Mine has to be through lifestyle change.
Okay.
So I have diverticulitis.
Oh, okay.
And diabetes.
All right.
And so what I have found is not eating breakfast.
Yeah.
So I'll eat 6, 7, at night, whatever time my last meal is. And then I don't eat till about 12 the next day.
Wow. So you don't break the fast until noon?
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back.
Skies today. It's going to be a warm one, and we're going to end up in the middle 80s inland along the lakeshore, still right around 80 degrees. There's a slight chance of a shower today, slight chance tonight. We drop to 66, and a slight chance of a shower tomorrow afternoon with high temperatures tomorrow back up in the middle 80s. As we head into Sunday, we should be pushing closer to 90. I'm WSBT 22 meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
And good morning. 741, 66 degrees in Benton Harbor and St. Joseph right now. To those of you on the video live stream, hello. Hello, Teresa. Hello, Diane. Hello, John. Hello, Bill. Hello, all who are checking us out on the Facebook, YouTube, and X. You want the good news or the bad news?
Yes. No, let's do bad news first.
Bad news first. AT&T has announced that the company believes a hacker stole records of calls and texts from nearly all of their wireless customers. That's according to a financial filing from the company. Why did we have to wait for a financial filing from the company? Because what that means is essentially anytime there's something big that happens for a publicly traded company, they've got to file with the Securities Exchange Commission,
right,
and let them know what happened, because it could have a significant financial impact on their share prices. And if that's the case, why didn't they tell us before they filed with the SEC? I'm an AT&T customer. Now you've got
I am too.
Records of my calls and texts in some hacker's hands. The data does not.
They got that picture I sent you of the bird.
Well. What they said was the data does not contain the content of calls or texts, personal information such as social security numbers, dates of birth, or other personally identifiable information, but these records identify the telephone numbers with which an AT&T wireless number interacted with during these periods, including telephone numbers of AT&T wireline customers and customers of other carriers, counts of interactions, and aggregate call duration for a day or for a month. Now, AT&T says it's taken additional cybersecurity measures in response to the incident, and they confirmed they will provide notice eventually to its current and former impacted customers. They say AT&T is working with law enforcement in its efforts to arrest those involved in the incident, and based on information available to AT&T, it understands that at least one person has been apprehended.
Bad dude, huh?
At least one hacker.
He's smart. I bet he stays up late. He's a night owl.
As of the date of this filing, according to AT&T, they do not believe that the data is yet publicly available. So somebody stole the information. The information they stole was apparently not the content of texts and phone calls or voicemails. But what they do say is it's the whole list of who was texting who was phone calling who, the duration of those calls, and the locations of where those calls were taking place from, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it sounds like a divorce lawyer's best dream, right? Doesn't it?
That's a good one. You thought about that one for a while.
Ticketmaster is having some issues. You got an email from Ticketmaster. What did it say?
It said, "Hey, sorry, we screwed up. We got compromised." Okay. Yeah. It's like that. It seems like every week there's something like that coming out.
Yeah.
That's why I know it's old school.
All
and
right.
I'm probably one of the last to do it. I still pay our bills with checks.
Really?
Yeah.
You're the one.
I am.
Wow. So you still write personal checks for stuff?
Yep.
You know, is it Target? Target's no longer taking checks.
Correct. No.
You okay with that? I mean, since we lost our Target anyway, it doesn't really matter.
Anyways. I mean, they bailed on this community.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Ticketmaster customers in North America have been sent emails. Bret got one of them, warning them to take action after the company was hacked last May. We've talked about this story before. They're now just getting around to notifying people that they were hacked, and the people like Bret were part of the database that was compromised and shipped out to the dark web. Emails were sent overnight to customers urging them to be vigilant and take steps to protect against identity theft and fraud. The company has not commented on the notification process. The personal details of 560 million Ticketmaster customers worldwide were stolen in the hack, with cyber criminals then attempting to sell that information online.
Well, that's the beauty of it.
What's that?
Well, they try to sell it. It's just like, come on, guys, go get a job.
Yeah. The firm Ticketmaster is urging customers to monitor their online accounts, including bank account statements, for any suspicious activities. The company advises customers to sign up for the identity monitoring services. Boy, that business.
That's growing.
Right?
It's crazy.
And I mean, can you name an identity protection company?
No.
Me either. Is that good or bad? Because I think it's bad.
Yeah.
If I'm not familiar with what company I'm signing up for to protect my identity, am I going to give them my information? I'm always hesitant about that.
Well, there was that one company, remember, that was advertising heavily. Like,
Was it LifeLock?
Yeah.
Yeah, LifeLock
What happened
was one.
with them? They get
I don't know.
compromised?
I don't know. I don't know if they did or not. We've got to check the business news that's happening with Moody on the Market. We'll get your Moody on the Market update in just a moment. It's the WSJM Morning Show.
Hi, Jenny from Big Deals, announcing that shopping locally at your Big Deal store just got easier. Imagine buying a gift certificate.
Yeah, I don't know. Look up LifeLock real quick and see if they're still a thing. I think they are.
Well, I'm sure they are. I'm trying to figure out when our first football game is.
No, look up LifeLock. You that's the rule. Remember, if you talk about it on the air, you gotta bring it.
Okay.
So let's see. Okay,
We're getting close to football season, though.
We are getting close to football season. I know Dave Wolf is working with the ADs or the coaches to get previews.
Yep. I sent them some info on new coaches and stuff. So we don't have it. Yeah, we don't have any.
Okay.
So
we don't have any what?
New coaches.
Oh, okay.
Did I ever show you I should show you, bring the spreadsheet in that I keep for coaches, and it's pretty in depth.
What do you have? What kind of information do you have on there?
I'll bring it next week.
Well, I mean, what kind of information?
Well, I'll bring it next week. It's hard to describe it. You gotta.
What's the rule?
You gotta
talk about it. Talk about it. All right.
Yeah. Well, I'm just kind of prepping you for it. So you get a little sleep on it.
Fine. Let's see. We've got to get our Moody on the Market update here in just a moment.
Moody.
Teresa. Teresa says. Well, let's see. Teresa says that she got an email from Xfinity saying her account needs to be updated. So she went up on it, and it was a hacker. Ooh, Teresa, I hope you didn't give him any information, but good for you for checking it out. Yeah, that's the worst thing, is that these people, they prey on people's insecurities. Like, you need to do something to protect this or protect others around you. Yeah, it's the worst. Those people are the worst.
That, and when you get these people that scam older people, when they call you and say, well, we got to get this information from you.
Yeah. Diane agrees that AT&T should be a little better about getting information out there. Ticketmaster too.
Yeah.
Hang on, we'll be right back.
So be in the know about what's happening in our business community day in and day out at moodyonthemarket.com and the Moody on the Market app.
Moody on the Market is a service made possible by your friends at Midwest Family.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
Thunderstorms?
What's that?
What I hear there?
I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell you. Ask me what you're thinking.
I thought I heard thunderstorms.
Maybe it was just the chair.
Oh, that.
Was that the chair? Okay. The Moody on the Market update this hour is brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today. They are your local auto owners insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. And one of the things that caught my eye in the news this morning was Michigan Department of Natural Resources is raising awareness to their hunter safety education programs. The Hunter Safety Education Week is coming up August 12th through the 18th. More than 40 in-person classes will be offered throughout the state as an additional opportunity to obtain a Hunter Safety Education certificate. These new classes will be posted and available for registration starting today.
today at 8 o'clock, they're going to put the new classes up on the DNR website. To purchase a hunting license in Michigan, anyone born on or after January 1st, 1960 is required to successfully complete an approved hunter education course. You ever go hunting?
Darn.
Have you ever been a hunter?
No. You?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
Good for you.
And when I was 12, I was old enough to take the hunter safety education course.
that's good.
My dad took me down, signed me up, put me in the class, and picked me up when I passed. So that 6 months of my life. No.
Welcome home, son.
It's good to see you. Looks like you got a beard. No, but no, it's a very informative class, and you learn a lot about not only safety, which is incredibly important, but you learn about kind of the rules and how to treat the environment. And I think they probably laced a little bit of the leave no trace messaging in there, which is leave the habitat as you found it, because that helps the animals. That helps whatever sport you're doing keep going. And we have way too many deer. Yeah. Unfortunately, they're cute, they're adorable. I agree. But at the same time, when they're in front of you and you're driving down the road, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing.
Yeah, our one son-in-law is really into it. And
what's he hunt with? Rifle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does he do the slug, or does he do the where does he hunt?
They have property in Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
His father has property.
Because that was
his father and uncle, and so my daughter, when they were dating, I think she went with him.
Yeah.
I don't think she does that anymore now.
Yeah. No.
Not
probably because
she's pregnant, and
it takes a while to get it through the woods and carry the deer back and stuff like that.
I think she'll be happy to. They just bought their first house, so I think they'll be happy to chill out in that.
The hunter safety education classes are commonly offered in the springtime ahead of Spring Turkeycation Week is coming up. Again, that's August 12th through the 18th. But this morning, the DNR is putting up on their website 40 classes around the state. So if you want to sign up for one of those, that is what you need to do. And that is your Moody on the Market update for today. Moody on the Market update is brought to you by Insurance Management Service. You can call IMS today, your local auto owners insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. Don't forget, we've got our Flick Pick with Andrew Green. That's coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. If you are still on the video live stream, thank you very much. We appreciate you. If you missed the video live stream, just go to our Facebook page and type in WSJM. Look for it. We'll have it posted up on there shortly after 8. It is the WSJM Morning Show. More coming up in a minute.
Rich Brand and Tara Halsey from Insurance Management Service, your local auto owner's insurance agency in St. Joseph and Niles, know it means something to have peace of mind knowing your insurance is taken care of.
Some people try to do the analytical.
All right. Give it to me again. How many days?
49 days, their first football game.
What's the first one you're looking at?
We got St. Joe hosts Niles at home.
Oh.
So that.
What do you think?
Oh, St. Joe, Niles rolled over St. Joe last year. I think it was 55-0.
Was that a surprise?
Yeah, Niles had been down for a long time. They had they got a new coach, a couple of years been there. He was at Three Rivers before. He did a great job. Got him in the playoffs last year. 55-0. So I'm sure St. Joe will be ready this year. I'm not sure how many returning players, but Niles athletics, especially on the boys' side in football and basketball, has gotten a lot better in the last few years. And
what do you attribute that to? Coaching?
Oh yeah, it's usually coaching, mindset of the community. I had a friend who was a teacher down there, and he said for quite a few years they're losing their better athletes to South Bend and Edwardsburg. So if you can keep them, and they have invested in their in their facilities, which there's always that curb appeal, for families. And Niles used to be in the conference with St. Joe for almost 100 years. They left it just because it got a little bit too small for the SMAC. And they're
tell people what the SMAC stands for.
Southwestern Michigan Athletic Conference.
There you go.
It's a Division I.
How many are in that?
10 teams.
Okay.
5 East, 5 West. They have 2 divisions. Gull Lake and Mattawan, both Kalamazoo's, both Portages, St. Joe Lakeshore.
Okay.
It's a tough conference.
Yeah.
Very tough.
Okay.
Nice facilities.
We've got about 5 minutes before we left on the video live stream today. Anything else you want to cover today besides football?
Coaches show's coming up.
When does the coaches show restart?
August 24th.
August 24th. So we are a month and 12 days.
Yep.
away
now,
from
now I'm kind of getting ready for it. It was nice. It's nice having a month off. And I think Phil, I think took off last week from work, so I think he'll be getting fired up for it too.
Phil, we really appreciated his inputs during the KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was on there a couple days.
Well, we kind of appreciated you too.
Yeah, I didn't.
No, we
appreciate
really
myself.
we appreciated you.
Yeah, that rain really messed with it on that Sunday though, because it pushed everything. It just hit.
That's part of the game.
Yeah,
you got to do
no,
that.
I get that.
Saw a lot of golfers on the driving range. We were driving by. Stephanie and I were driving to go pick up dinner last night, and happened to take the long way around because we were waiting for the food to be ready. And we drove by Harbor Shores, and they've got the driving range right there on Paw Paw.
Right.
And I never see anybody out there. Yesterday, I saw like 3 people at the driving range.
Oh, good.
We got to come back in a minute.
Sports 94.9 WSJM FM Benton Harbor St. Joseph. Depend on us. The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
4 minutes before 8 o'clock, we'll have the latest from ABC for national, international news in just a moment. Then we'll take another look at what we're covering in the WSJM newsroom. Something that caught my eye was a growing number of investigations. This is from the Washington Post originally, but reposted on MSN. Microsoft still has a news network out there, in case you didn't know. A growing number of investigations and legal complaints are targeting Tesla's claims. You paying attention over there? What are you looking at?
Well,
what are you looking at?
You're looking at different.
Looks all red, white, and blue over there.
There you go.
Being very patriotic. Number of complaints are targeting Tesla's claims that its cars are fully self-driving, scrutinizing the company's decisions to brand and market its suite of driver assistance technologies for evidence of potential fraud. The U.S. Justice Department is probing Tesla's marketing of both full self-driving and autopilot, Tesla's advanced driver assistance system. California, they're always involved in that. They raise a lot of lawsuits. California's Department of Motor Vehicles is also reviewing those features in light of provisions, including a 2022 law prohibiting companies from using marketing and language that would lead a reasonable person to believe that the feature allows the vehicle to function as a fully autonomous vehicle. What do they have against fully drive? I mean, I don't know if the technology is ready yet, but what do they have against full self-driving and driving assist? Have you used any of those technologies?
No,
like the driving assist?
I saw it with our one son-in-law last weekend. It was kind of cool. It had, when you go around like more bigger curves,
right,
then it takes you off of it.
Well, and that's the thing is, I think there has to be a driver awareness of how it works, because I was introduced to it without anyone telling me. My car was in the shop for something, and they gave me a loaner, and the loaner had the lane correct assist.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And I had never experienced that. I didn't actually know it was a thing. And for some reason or another, I was a little bit over on the lane, and the wheel started fighting me. And I had no idea what was going on. It's like, what in the world is it? And then I eventually figured it out, got used to it. And it's like, well, that's very handy, because you see so many people who are ignoring Michigan's hands-free law. They're on their phones and they drift over into your lane. That's going to cause a fatal accident, probably. So it's good to have those things.
Do you think they just don't like Elon Musk?
Elon, I don't know. It could be. I mean, Elon is the target of a lot of stuff just because of his bravado. But
that's what I'm wondering. I'm just like,
Tesla and Elon Musk did not respond to requests for comment. The Justice Department and the Securities and Exchange Commission, through spokespeople, also declined to comment, but we can look for further litigation there. It is the WSJM Morning Show. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we do have a weather forecast for you. Partly sunny today. It already looks beautiful outside. A slim chance of showers. Highs are going to be around 85 degrees. East winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow it's going to be mostly clear. We're going to have an isolated shower chance. Low overnight, probably around 66 degrees. Saturday's forecast is going to have a high of 85. Sunday, Monday, and into Tuesday, we're going to see highs in the upper 80s and possibly reaching into the lower 90s. So with that and the humidity, it's going to be a beautiful weekend for those of you who like the gross weather.
Hey,
Yeah.
summer ends July.
That's fine.
It's just like December and
We'll
snow.
We'll talk a little bit more about the lack of snow and the hot temperatures in just a moment. It is the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg along with Bret Witkowski. Thank you for joining us. Here's the latest news from ABC.
From ABC News.
You can't say bye until I turn on the microphone.
Oh, bye. I didn't know. I thought it was on.
Let's say a proper goodbye to those of
I
us,
hope they have-
our friends on the video live stream.
From around the country.
Yes, around the country.
From Memphis to
around the world.
SOTUS.
Is that our next goal is to get people from around the world?
Yeah, you should have a contest. Who's
the farthest?
Yeah.
Farthest guest?
And have a prize for them.
Oh, that's a good idea. We could do that.
Mhm.
I think we could do that. I think we still have some coffee mugs from the former morning show. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend. Thanks for just being part of the program, and we'll see you next week.